sofa here, and then an open fire, and then a big sash window, and then the telly was in the corner, and then we'd have the Christmas tree right in front of the window. But yeah, it was a really cosy little cottage. It was lovely. Yeah. And I used to sit on, my dad bought this Chesterfield, they were the big thing then, and I used to sit on it and just get buried in it and watch all my programmes under a blanket. It was really nice.
Now we've seen the shows that you love, but this next one is your grandparents' choice. Last of the Summer Wine. This was the world's longest running sitcom. It ran for 37 years.
This gentle comedy followed the adventures of three elderly friends as they caused havoc in the Yorkshire countryside.
These three were fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at Conrad. He looks a bit like Booper on his lunch.
Yeah, you see, there's a link there. A little link with his little woolly hat on.
Peril. It's Peril now. She used to really upset me the way she spoke to those three. Oh, look at that. She liked it all really. She loved the attention really. She pretended she didn't, but she did. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. I love it. Gorgeous.
It brings back happy memories.
It really does.
And
really.
who would you watch this with?
My nanny and granddad.
Oh, right.
And I'd be on the sofa again, and my nanny used to eat pomegranates a lot.
Oh.
So she cut me half a pomegranate and she picked them out with a pin for me, and I'd sit and watch. Yeah, it was that's a real kind of memory I have with her. She was, you know, because she was quite a big lady as well. You know, she was cuddly. She was a cuddly woman. I just loved her, and the smell of her, and that really reminds me of her. And I was very, very close to my nana, really close to her. And
how old would you have been?
I can't. I must have been about 6 or 7.
Oh, really young.
I mean, you know, and I just, yeah, she was a real role model for me as well.
Oh, really?
She had a lot of tough times, my nana. She went terribly, like, tough upbringing, and she was so strong. She was such a strong woman, and loyal and loving. And her and my granddad had this fantastic relationship. She used to make me laugh. Like, my mum and dad bought her once a bottle of Pimm's, big bottle of Pimm's, and she was in the kitchen cooking Sunday dinner, and we hadn't heard from her for a bit. She was getting louder and louder singing. And then the next thing I know, we walked out to the kitchen, and the Pimm's bottle's empty, and she's at the top of the garden with my granddad doing a waltz, and she's absolutely hammered because she didn't think you needed to dilute Pimm's. So she's been drinking it neat, cooking, and she still made the best roast dinner. She was a wonderful woman, and I do miss her. She's great. She was wonderful, and so that really does remind me of both my nanny and my granddad. It's great. Lovely, yeah.
Lovely.
Just really, I am a bit, yeah. Yeah, she was amazing. And my mum takes after her, so there's this line of very strong women in my family that are so stoic and brilliant.
Last of the Summer Wine is the longest running sitcom in the world. But there are a few other shows that give it a run for its money in the longevity stakes. Oh yes, including medical drama Casualty, which is still going strong today. When it first started in 1986, all medical scenes were filmed on a Wednesday at BBC Television Centre, which was also the same day that Top of the Pops was recorded, our longest running music show. The very first episode was transmitted live from a converted church in Manchester in 1964, and it continued to broadcast as a weekly chart show until 2006. Although impressive, that doesn't match up to the huge 62-year run of Panorama, which takes the crown for the longest running current affairs show. First broadcast in November 1953, reporters have included Robin Day, Richard Dimbleby, and his son David, who presented his first Panorama 21 years to the day after the show began.
This is something you would watch when you weren't feeling that.
Yes. Okay.
From the heights of Mount Olympus, the plane begins its journey through the four corners of the animal kingdom.
This is called Animal
Olympics.
made in 1980.
This is brilliant, this is, by the way. This is one of the best films ever made.
This feature-length animation, filled with catchy music, told the tale of animals from all over the world taking part in an Olympic contest. It was created by Steven Lisberger, who would go on to direct the movie Tron 2 years later.
He sounds like Harry Shearer.
It was correct, yeah, it was Harry.
Was it really?
Comedian Harry Shearer is probably best known as the voice of Mr. Burns and Ned Flanders in The Simpsons.
Other voice actors was Billy Crystal and Gilda Radner.
Yeah, wow. This, it doesn't look much at the moment, but it's really good. This is a really good film.
You're very defensive of it.
I know, because I don't know why. I don't know why I'm very defensive of it. Maybe because, you know, because of what Pixar do now and everything. You kind of, you know, there's that. It's so good now. But actually, it's standing up. It was a really good soundtrack as well. It was a really quite a cool soundtrack. You got the whole film, because we could all watch it now. I'll order pizza in and we'll watch this now.
As a group.
They're running the marathon, basically. They fall in love. They hate each other at the beginning, these two.
One of the film's animators was Brad Bird, who has gone on to direct Hollywood blockbusters like The Incredibles, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and Tomorrowland.
Why did he hate her?
Because they were in competition to be first.
Right, I see.
Yeah. But they win. Because they fall in love.
This rather strange but entertaining mock news broadcast parodied TV sport coverage.
So what was comforting about this?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I loved the music, and I loved that love story. And I just loved all the little, because there were little kind of vignettes in it. There were little stories within it. And it was just fun. It was just lovely. And I just remember laying on the sofa if I was poorly, and my mum had put it on. I had my vegetable soup, and I'd lay there and watch it. And it was just knowing that my mum was in the kitchen, and the fire was on, and this was on. It was just something very comforting about. And it's, you know, you're poorly, but you feel yeah, comforting.
It's comfort viewing.
Yeah, it really is.
Little arm around your shoulder.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah. Little kiss on my forehead. That's what it is. That's still one of my favourite films.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it stood the test of time?
Looks like what? Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I want to watch that again now.
So what about your kids? Would you introduce them to this?
Yeah, I don't think they'd be particularly interested in that. No, Joe probably, because he's like, Martin's introducing me to Bond at the moment, James Bond. But they might like that. They might do. I'm going to have to get a copy of that then.
Well, now it's time for your next choice.
Oh.
Let's see what your must-see TV was back in the day. Sealed with a loving kiss.
Broadcast on Channel 4 in the early 80s, Squawk told of the trials and tribulations of teenager Amanda.
I love this. And it was just all about growing up.
But there was only ever 6 episodes.
Really?
This is 1982.
This was brilliant. And she liked him. Had a crush on her. She was my first crush. I think he turned out to be a bit of a Roman.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Feels like it.
This iconic show stood out from other programs of its time thanks to its unusual use of on-screen photo stories and an agony arc played perfectly by Prunella Scales.
All creeps, are they? You cracked it there, love. It's made the first move. It's up to you to make the next one, right?
But she had an older sister, and her older sister was quite glamorous and got all the boys, and she didn't, and they kind of had this love-hate relationship. But I don't ever remember being only 6 episodes. That's insane. Because it just seemed to go on and on. Oh, no, that's so.
Comes off the role of embarrassed teenager.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Mm.
I loved her. I loved her just like that. And I'd wait every week for the next episode. That's brilliant, because I haven't seen that since I was
Really?
younger. Yes.
82.
God. Yeah, so it wasn't that old. I wasn't that old.
She was a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just, I wanted to be her.
What made that so exciting for you to want to be her?
I just thought she was really cool. And I just thought, I just liked her, and I wanted to be like that. And I was hoping that when I got to her age, that's what I'd be like. Like it was kind of, you know, everything's kind of, oh, it's all terrible, but I'm getting through it kind of thing. Yeah, that's so weird. And I forgot that the nurse girl was in it.
Yeah, she played, like the thoughts in her head, her agony.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so pleased I've seen that.
Did you used to read girl magazines, you know, with those photo stories in?
I did. I used to read Girl, amazing, and Jackie.
Oh, Jackie.
But I think I probably wasn't allowed to read that when I started reading it, because I was a little bit grown up when I was.
A bit racy.
Yeah.
Which one would be racy out of it? What, Jackie or both?
Jackie. Girl wasn't so much. Girl, there was a cartoon strip in Girl magazine that I followed every week. It was about these two ballerinas, and one was good and one was evil, and it's about their fight to get this like leading role. And again, I'd be waiting till it came out. It came every Tuesday, and I'd be down at newsagents with my mum and reading it and stuff. It was great. Yeah.
So when you was watching Swart, was you, did you have your acting ambition then?
No, I wanted to be a dancer then. So I started doing ballet when I was about 5, and that's what I wanted to be. And then it became clear very quickly that I was not going to be a ballet dancer, just because I just couldn't do it, and I didn't have the discipline, and I wasn't good. I was very good, you know. And then a drama teacher, when I went to drama, because I did go to dance school for a year, and then the drama teacher said, you know, I don't think you're going to pull it off as a dancer, but you show promise as an actress. I think you should pursue that, and that's what made me become an actress.
So at what age was that?
When I was about 16, 17. I knew then that it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was quite pleased because it's hard work. Acting's a lot easier than dancing.
Really?
Yeah. Because you don't have to keep training, you know. You don't have to train every day to be an actor. That's kind of in there. You